Alright everybody, welcome to another episode of Email Question of the Week, Eqotw. I'm your host, The Identity Crisis, also known as the IDC. You can send your questions over to the_IDC@hotmail.com. This week's question is quite an interesting question. It comes from NYC. Stephanie from New York City, who wants to know, Dear The Identity Crisis, my question of the week is, if you went on tour, what are your top North American cities that you would like to go to, and what indie bands would you ask to open for you? Really good question, I think. Well, you know what? I don't think I'm anywhere near headliner status, so I'm gonna modify this question, and I'm just gonna state which artists and which bands I would like to play with and open for. So, the cities that I'd like to play at are Vancouver. I'd really like to get out to the West Coast. Yeah, I'd like to open for my homeboy Kyprios out in Vancouver. I'd like to play out in LA, Lala. There, I'd like to open for Pigeon John. Have you heard of Pigeon John? MySpace.com/Pigeon John. Check him out. I'd like to play Honolulu, because it's nice and warm, and they have palm trees and stuff. Where else would I like to play? New York City. I'd like to come to your town, Steph, and rock it out there. I'd like to play in Vegas, Chicago, and Philly. And maybe a couple Canadian dates as well. Some smaller towns, because I know that the smaller Canadian towns eat up their shows, whereas Toronto doesn't. Some of the other artists I'd like to open for, Spank Rock, Ill Scarlet, also from Mississauga, Billy Talent, Estero, No Stone, my homeboys No Stone, check them out, myspace.com/NoStone, Gym Class Heroes, really like to open for them, I think that would be a killer show, Brown Brigade, The Quits, Robot Man, and Mute Math. Did I say Mute Math already? No. I'd like to play with Mute Math in their hometown of New Orleans. So if any of you major label guys are listening or watching, give me a call or send me a message on MySpace. Anyways, do me a favor, tell somebody about the show and tell somebody about my CD. Come back next week for another edition of Email Question of the Week. Have a good one.